Coates! Yay! Let's go from that film to another one called Laggies, which has a bit more of a comedic spin. You got to work with Keira Knightley.
Big names on that one. It was truly, I don't think I've ever told this story before, but
you're getting an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Exclusive. Pretend that
I'm gonna put title over.
Exclusive. My first day of shooting. So I lived in Seattle when I booked this, and the incredible, beautiful, talented Lynn Shelton was the director, and she passed last year. Just like an indie darling, truly an inspiration, a mentor. I could not say enough good things about this woman. So she cast me, and it was me, Ellie Kemper from The Office, and Keira Knightley and Mark Webber, and we're doing this scene. And it's my first scene kind of on a big film set like this. Like I'd done a lot of Microsoft industrials where I was like corporate corruption, like really, she wanted us to improvise, and I had to improvise opposite of Keira Knightley, and my character is like 8 months pregnant. So I have this fake big bump. And I remember she walked up to me and we were doing her coverage. So the camera was over me. She walked up, did her scene, and I was like, I'm going to faint. Like, I was like, I'm hot. I can't. And I had to ask for a minute, and I had to step outside, and no one thought anything, like it wasn't crazy, but I went outside and I was like, all right, you bitch. All right, get it together, you bitch. Like I was like, wake up. This is your goddamn moment. And I came back out and I was like, and I wiped my armpits with toilet paper to de-sweat. And then I really had fun, and I made Keira break because I would improvise, and it was truly like ripping off the Band-Aid. And then the rest of the experience was super easy and exciting.
Now, are you speaking to the scene where you approach her about being the godmother of your
baby?
Okay.
Yes. For our baby Jupiter.
Jupiter with 2 P's.
That was my improvised line.
So my question is, so you've mentioned improvisation a couple of times, and I'm an improvisational actor myself. Now, have you studied it, or is it something that just comes naturally to you? What's your background in improv?
Yes, I did a little UCB.
Hey.
And I did this program in like high school called Odyssey of the Mind.
Love it.
It was a creative problem solving program, but we did improv comedy. We'd study something, and then we would have to go to a competition and like put together a comedic play about some sort of like science thing. So it was like mixing school and theater arts and going like, I've been in a lot of theater plays, things, and it just always felt comfortable to add a button at the end of a scene or to riff with somebody. And I find it's like an extremely useful tool in life and in performance, to be able to just be like, up, and show your personality. So yeah, I did a little stint at UCB too. I met in my class at UCB is Josie Tota. She's on the new Saved by the Bell.
Oh, wonderful.
She's stunning. And when I met her, she was like 15, and I was like 30, and we were a comedic freaking duo in class. It was truly, I feel, the reason I went to UCB. I was like, to meet her, to have that experience together, to just now watch her soar. She was on Glee and a bunch of other, she's just a working actress. So yeah, so I have an improv background, but I also, I was never on like a long form team or anything. There's a thing about, I love doing improv in film, but doing it weekly at a theater gave me hives.
You're kidding, because the next words out of my mouth was to invite you here to Vegas and do like a 2-person long form.
Oh, I would do that with you.
Okay.
When I say it gives me hives, it means like when when I go on stage with like a group that I, and we're like, give me a suggestion. And someone's like, Pokemon. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like, so it's just, I felt like that had kind of run its course. And I was a bit like a long form with you, a duo would be a blast.
And speaking of duos, I'm going to use this as a transition to what qualifies you to be on Netflix and Phil is your work in a long-running series that is a sci-fi original, yet is currently playing on Netflix, called Z Nation. And I want to applaud you not only for your work in that, but your chemistry between you and Keith Allen, who you often played opposite again, or with, I should say, and improv duo. I imagine you probably improvised a bit in that show, but can you tell me about the show itself and your character?
Yeah, the show, I like to call it like a comedic Walking Dead. It's made by the same people who did Sharknado. So that gives you all you need to know about the show. Excellent. And then, so I think they made the show and they were like, maybe it'll run one season. And then they cast incredible actors, Kalita Smith, Pasay Pao, Keith Allen, Anastasia Baranova, Michael Welch, like these people that are, like we were talking about earlier, really good at comedy, but really good at drama as well. There's this like world where those things collide and it's explosive. So I come in the first season at the end as the character Serena, who is at the Sisters of Mercy camp. And Keith and I, who he's kind of like patient zero, he's like half zombie, half human. He and I have a sexual relationship. Excellent. And she's a bit of a nut. And she thinks like every way to a man's stomach is food. So she brings him pie. And then they kind of have like this sexual food experience. And filming that with him was so fun because it was the first day we met. And, we're like, hey, nice to meet you. And I'm like, can I lick your stomach? And he was like, yes, absolutely. And he had scars, like prosthetic scars all over. And he was holding, it was really cool. The makeup visual effects team on Z Nation was incredible. But I didn't know, like, I really licked his stomach. I was like, bah! And I had all of this like makeup on my tongue. And so in between scenes, the way they get makeup off is I have to wash my mouth out with vodka.
You're kidding me.
No. And you don't drink it. I didn't, but you like to get it off because it was like, I don't know, like film quality grade makeup that I had like licked off his stomach and he had like a line up. It was quite hilarious, but Keith could like, we do a lot of readings of things we've written together, or this is very sad. Right before the pandemic, Keith was going to host the Razzies and I was going to be his like co-host of the actual Razzies. So like the bad version of the Oscars. And we were in rehearsals. I don't know if you've seen any of the little video where I'm wearing a green dress and I'm like this.
Yes, I have.
We like peek out. Mm-hmm. That was us, our promo video to host the Razzies. And then the pandemic was literally like the day of where they shut everything down. So they canceled it. Oh. But Keith invited me to do that. I was like, absolutely. I don't even know what that is. I will be there. And then on Z Nation, so my character has with Keith, and then
exactly.
She was written as one episode, but they liked me and they brought me back for the next 4 seasons. I died like 3 times. Spoiler alert. I gave birth to myself. Yes. So the next time you see her, she is pregnant and she gives birth to a hybrid zombie baby that crawls out of her. Mm-hmm. And every time I got to go to that set, it was like zombie summer camp. It was like seeing my old pals again. The crew was incredible and just kind of getting to play. And like we said earlier, get to improvise. It was such a fast shooting schedule that you probably only got 2 takes of each scene. Wow. So you give them one of script and then one just kind of on script, but like kind of feeding your character. And there were a lot of cool women, Rachel Goldenberg, one, and Jen, the writer of most of Derwingson, of the episodes I was in. I think she championed for me always, which I love her, but it was just a lot of great people. And so I miss it.
Well, it's a wonderful collaborative effort and ran for 5 seasons, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned being on set. I was so curious in watching it. Where did most of the shooting take place?
Most of it took place in Spokane, Washington.
Interesting. Okay.
So the eastern side of Washington. So I'm originally from Seattle. So here's like the ocean, Seattle. And Spokane is all the way on the border of Idaho, I believe, and Washington, maybe. If I'm wrong, I'm embarrassed. Color me embarrassed. Yeah, so in this small town in rural Washington, and it lent itself to really cool scenery because there were, there were empty roads and empty warehouses and like abandoned places that really had asbestos, and we weren't sure if we should have shot there, but we did, and like that kind of stuff. So it was just a beautiful location for like apocalyptic USA.
And you, again, no spoilers, but you really, in the second version of yourself, when you are with Keith's character, Murphy, playing the adult version of your child, it was just so, I just watched it yesterday, and it was just so heartfelt and emotional, and I was just like, thank you.
Yeah, it was really, well, it was so fun. We kind of got to do like full circle stuff, Keith and I, and he's such a talented actor, and to be able to have a scene where we're not like crazy weird sexual stuff, and we got to actually like love each other, and this is no spoilers, but I'm leaning over him and we're having this very tearful thing, and I'm crying, he's on the ground, I'm looking at him, and he goes, "Pause for Sarah's boogers," because my boogers.
Love it.
And he was like, "I don't want him to drip in my face." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm acting for you. This isn't even my footage. This is even my side of the camera." So
he was taking care of you.
Always. And so talented. And like just Russell on that set, the old guy, like it just the best people, truly. I miss them a lot.
Well, and you gave us some tea that Celebrity Drag Race was coming back. What's the discussions about Z Nation returning in any capacity, if at all?
I think there's some issues with the production company, so I don't see that happening in a way like on Netflix, but I could see the cast getting together to like read something, or, having some sort of like live stream or something like that. I would love to see where all those people are, but, or like a little movie, why not? I haven't heard anything, but I would, of course, say yes, because I loved everybody so much.
Well, let's put it out there. Let's put it in the universe, and hopefully it will happen.
That's me putting it in the universe.
So we got a bit of a tease from, you mentioned Reuben earlier.
Should we get him?
Well, duh. So please, by all means.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's Reuben. He is so cute. He is my best friend. He's Reuben. His last name is Wrinkles. I love him. He's Reuben. This is Reuben Wrinkles, my soulmate. A psychic said that we've lived many lives together.
I can tell. And you just celebrated an anniversary recently.
I picked him up 8 years ago yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Look at that face.
Look at this face and body. He's a sentient potato. That's what my friend calls him.
Reuben, it's a pleasure to meet you formally. Oh.
He's saying that. Isn't he just perfect? You can ask any other questions. He'll sit here. He's
Okay, well, honestly, I think that's actually, I have one more big question, but if we're we're like a half hour in, am I right? I don't even know.
I think we're like 40 minutes.
Okay. I have one big question. Any projects you're currently working on?
I mean, look at his body. All right, let me put him down and then I'll answer this question. Okay. Everyone say goodbye to Reuben.
Bye, Reuben.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right, we did it. Hi. What am I currently? Oh, my necklace also says Reuben.
I love this.
Obsessed, yeah. Obsessed, yes. Also twin flame. What am I working on? I just shot a short film, full circle, with one Miss Kimchi.
Oh my gosh, I was watching her Insta Live the other day. What a coincidence.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She has a French bulldog named Butter.
Okay.
And Butter and Reuben follow each other on Instagram now. Okay. So it's with this really cool production company called Women in Media, I believe. And they're trying to get like women behind the camera, like using the cameras, and like women and people of color and LGBTQ plus in roles they know that are normally for like straight white men. Right. So we got to shoot at CBS.
Wonderful.
And it's this really great short called Smashed that I give you a brief explanation. It's kind of about this woman who works at like an HSN, so like a home shopping network, and the world kind of like her world falls upside down and she has to sell a certain amount of things or she is fired. And I play a woman named Barb, which I've always meant to be a Barb. It felt really great. And she is this woman's boss and basically chasing her from set to set to set, trying to get her to stop. And Kimchi is one of the like home shopping network sets where she's selling her makeup. So it's a farce, it's comedy, it's big laughs. It was all women. And it just felt, it's really exciting. So I don't know where it will come out. I know we're having like a little premiere in LA in November to watch it. Hopefully Kimchi will be there and we'll become best friends. And then the three of us will become best friends. And we'll be like three amigos and we'll ride off into the sunset on horses together. But, you know,
putting it out there.
Putting it out there. So that is coming. I'm in a couple more video games that I'm on like deep non-disclosure agreements that we can't talk about. And just living my life, auditioning, attempting to create as much as possible and like be happy.
Well, and I thank you so much for taking this time with me and sharing of yourself and your work and your energy. And I love that you love Madeline Kahn. She's one of my favorite actresses. Do you have any impersonations?
I will show you. Hold on. The flames on the side of my face, heaving, breathing breaths. So anything from Clue. She is, and in Young Frankenstein, she's dream. I want to thank you because I think you are one of the most talented, funniest, smartest, coolest people that I've gotten to know on the internet. And then we've become actual friends where it's like we'll text each other and it's, it feels like someone, if we were in the same city, we would have met and been friends anyway. So I feel really lucky to support you and all the things that you do because I think you're really special.
Well, you're so kind to say that. You mentioned that psychic earlier. I'm sure if you ask them whether we have crossed paths lives ago, we probably
Yes, because it was so easy for us to be able to just like cross paths, be a part of each other's lives. And my name's Lil Poundcake, and I'm a straight up motherfucking dick pig.
I I wish mine operated. I don't.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Can you believe this is an original
I
from
have
the 80s? Oh my
I have
god.
a Teddy, and I have a, what was his like caterpillar
He
friend?
had a caterpillar friend whose
I
name
have
escapes me.
Teddy Ruxpin and Grimace,
It started with a G, Grimble. I don't remember.
Grubby.
Grubby! You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I want to thank you for this exclusive interview, Netflix and film. You heard a few secrets here today. So I want to thank you, Sara Coates, for joining me. Stay on for me just a little bit after I hit the record button. And it's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Bye.